Hello and welcome to this week's Fundamentals. My name is Thomas and I'm the host of this channel. This week the video will be a little bit different from the videos that you're used to because I have an interview with Odysseas Lamtzidis. He's a freelance solidity engineer currently working on City DAO. So he is really working in the DAO space. He is part of the core team and he will explain us how a DAO works and how we can profit from it as investors. So with that said, let's jump into this interview. Hi Odysseus, thanks for joining the call. I'm really interested in the DAOs and I would really like to know more about it, and that's why I invited you. So yeah, please start with a small introductions and then we will jump into the questions.
Yeah, hello Thomas, thanks for having me. So let's talk DAOs, right? They are the most buzzing thing in the internet right now. So what's DAOs? DAOs, it's basically it's just a team. We call them decentralized autonomous organization because they are using blockchain. We try to minimize trust. So the idea is that instead of having a legal contract, we try to put these rules, because what's a contract? It's a set of rules that we enforce it through a legal system,
like
right?
An algorithm.
Yeah, it's a set of rules that we enforce it through, we create a business, we are partners. If you do something that's out of the contract, I will sue you. In the blockchain, we try to enforce some of these rules through the blockchain. So, for example, we say that we have a treasury of Ethereum, let's say, but in order to spend from that treasury, you need 5 out of 7 people must sign the transaction. So I can't spend it alone. Yeah, for example, that's an example, right?
Okay.
So what's a DAO? Basically, when you hear DAO, you should be thinking like it's a group of people that they organize in a more transparent way, and they try to set some of the rules on the blockchain, because the social layer, as we say, is still important. You still need to create alignment with people.
And what are you currently working on? Like, what is your background?
I was in Web 2. I was doing community and product in very DevOps in infrastructure monitoring and IoT. Now I'm a solidity engineer doing freelance projects that I like. The great thing about Web 3 is that what I like to call permissionless leverage. Like, you can find a project, start contributing, and because of how cryptocurrencies work, it's very easy for the team to reward you for your contributions. So it's permissionless. I find them, they don't find me.
Yes.
Way.
Okay, so what is capturing it is permissionless. So you already talked a little bit about what is your interest in the DAO space. Like, can you tell me a little bit about like what DAO you're currently working on? So the project regarding real estate, as you told me before.
Yeah, so it's very cool. It's called City DAO. It started back in July by Scott. So basically there was Scott who tweeted like, now with Wyoming LLC, like with the new Wyoming law, for those who don't know, basically Wyoming passed a law that recognizes legally a DAO. And when I mean,
so they're building a structure around it.
Basically, they say that, in theory at least, the judiciary system is ready to comply to the smart contract. So if a smart contract says something and the DAO behaves in a certain way, I can take them to court based on what the smart contract says. That's the theory, at least. Okay. So, Scott tweeted about like, why not buy land on Wyoming? And because create an LLC in Wyoming LLC and a DAO around it, why not experiment with putting like land on chain? And a group of people.
And is it like really land, or is it property we're talking about here?
For starters, it's just land. So we did a crowdfunding, let's say, where people bought NFTs. Non-fungible token, but basically they bought citizenship, we call that.
Okay.
It was a way to fundraise, and then we bought land, and now we are experimenting on what to do with it.
And indeed, as you say, citizenship, I looked into it myself as well. I think it's sold out currently. What can you do with the citizenship?
for now, what we have thought is basically if you are a citizen, you participate in the governance of the DAO. So again, this is social layer. For example, because in the DAO, the treasury is controlled by 8 signatories. So there is a social layer that says that the signatories must do what the citizens vote for. So if we make a proposal and the citizens vote for it, the signatories should abide. But they are not. The smart contract doesn't recognize the citizens. It recognizes the signatories, the treasury at least.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying that we always have to think about the social contract and the social layer.
Because so what you're saying is, if you bought the NFT and you have the land, let's say, if you don't have the citizenship, then you still have nothing to say about the land itself.
Yes, but you have the land. So
Okay.
in the crowd sale we will do, the idea is to take this land we bought. We have bought a land, divide it into parcels, and then sell these parcels. But when we say sell, basically the City DAO owns the land, the LLC, and what you buy is the right to use it. So basically you lease it.
Well, and you have the right to sell it as well, right?
You
have the right to use it and to sell it.
In our model, you will have the right to sell the lease. But legally, for example, as far as Wyoming is concerned, City DAO LLC owns the land.
Okay. Yes,
but
I understand that.
Thanks to the new law, there is a very clear chain of responsibility, because I go into a contract with City DAO LLC through a smart contract, and City DAO LLC goes into a contract with the government, the local government, through a legal contract.
Yes.
So if City DAO does something against me or doesn't abide by the smart contract, because it deploys a smart contract, so it could do something.
Or runs away with the money.
Yes, right. In theory, I could go to the Wyoming to the courts and say, you know what, I had this smart contract to City DAO. They didn't do what they should. So the difference, because people will ask, why do that? Why use blockchain? Why don't have a regular database and SaaS and whatever? And the idea is that with the Wyoming LLC law, there is, in theory at least, a clear chain of state recognized City DAO and City DAO recognized citizen.
Okay.
So there is a clear chain.
Clear. And so what is the profit model? So why would I buy the citizenship, and why, well, the voting power, you already discussed that, but why would I buy the NFT? Why would I like to have the lease of the land? Can I build on it? Can I lend it out? What is the business model? Why would I buy this
At this
NFT?
moment, we haven't started selling the parcels. We are creating the product, because what we do basically, we are creating a product, right?
Yes.
So in the future, we will decide through the government's process, and that's where citizens come in. We will decide what we will do with the land. Of course, there are some rules we have to abide by, legal things, state laws and federal laws. That's not something we can work around. But for more specifics, we could say for the government's the City DAO citizen governance could say, vote and say, for example, that we will do camping, or you can do camping, or you can do whatever, or we will have a festival. The possibilities are endless, basically.
Okay.
And
so
it's more transparent.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Okay.
That's the novelty.
And if that piece of land that you are leasing then with ownership, if that generates profit, how does that get distributed? Is that by crypto? Is that by citizenship? Or
it's remained to be seen.
Okay.
At this moment, we have just started creating a very larger citizen DAO base. We have a sizable treasury, we have a land, and now we're starting discussing more things in detail and building all this.
Okay, so it is still very early stage.
Yeah, and that's
so the
why
business model
great.
Is not there. It's really the technology.
Because the business model is one thing, but we are also building a product, because the product you're building basically is leasing land via blockchain. So the first parcel will be sold as NFT. So in order to buy a parcel from the land, you buy basically an NFT, but that's a naive solution. That's an MVP. Okay. What we want to do, the next version will be something closer to ENS. So you buy a lease, you can renew it, you can transfer it, you can do all sorts of stuff.
You mentioned ENS. What does ENS stand for?
Ethereum naming service.
Okay.
The .eth domains. Yeah. So why I'm saying that that's a better model, because buying a parcel, then maybe you want to transfer it, you want to renew the lease, you have to pay taxes. There are a lot of things that can't be modeled really by an NFT. An NFT is something more static. You buy it, you hold it.
So it is also because you have voting. Can the citizenship, can they vote for a certain parcel, saying that I want to have a camping on my parcel and you have another parcel that has a festival? Can you vote that, okay, my parcel is going to have camping? Can other people vote on my parcel? Or is all the parcels...
Again, you're talking about the framework that we are defining right now.
Okay, sorry.
So
we have to have another call later on then.
Yeah. I mean, the better thing, we have a citizen DAO, a citizen city DAO base, that they are the decision makers, and by a governmental process, by voting, we are starting to define what all this mean. What does it mean to have a parcel?
Okay.
And all that.
Okay. I think it's very cool, and I think it's very, very well explained. Is there anything that you would like to bring in from your side?
Yeah, I think that the most important part is for people to join and participate. A lot of people, they participate in DAOs, they buy the NFT as a speculation, as an investment, which is okay, I guess. But I would invite people to join and participate actively. We have a lot of teams that are working on the product, designers, developers, and also I'm a developer, so I work on that a lot. We have people that work on the land purchase, what we're going to do, ideas, legal, community. There's all sorts of ideas. So we need people to come and actively work on this. And, there's a huge upside. So this is early. If this is something that proves valuable, there's a lot of potential upside. So I think it's very valuable.
Do you know if this is also the first project of DAO and estate together? And
I don't know. I would assume no. It's very hard to be innovative in this space, because a lot of people do a lot of things. But I think it's the first time that we leverage the Wyoming a law, basically, that recognize this chain of responsibility, as I said.
So maybe it's the first one in the US then.
Yeah, because in the past, I have an apartment, I put in a DAO, we lease it, blah blah blah. But in the end, we are LARPing. In the end, I am the state. The policeman will recognize me. So even if you and your DAO come to my apartment and say, well, this is bought by us, etc., I can kick you out because I will call the police, because the state recognizes me. And there is nothing you can do.
Yeah.
So, but now we have a new law that says there is something you can do, because we recognize the smart contract and the DAO. So you as a user, So as a user, I recognize that you have a smart contract with a City DAO that owns the apartment, right? So you don't have to sign a legal contract with the City DAO LLC to get the land. You use the smart contract. And as a state, I recognize that.
Okay. So yeah, as for the viewers, as Odysseus says, he can really recommend you to check the website. Maybe the citizenship is interesting for you if it's not sold out yet. Last time I watched it was completely sold out. And I guess that's it. And I hope I can later invite you for another call, and you can tell me more about the business model, because that's where I'm really interested in.
Yeah, actually, there is a lot of discussion right now on this. I would invite you to join our Discord and see it for yourself.
I will. Okay, thank you.
Okay, cheers.
Bye-bye.